Never any other words.
That's the guy from.
All right, I hope standing in front of these isn't gonna. There's no feedback. That's good. Hey, everyone. Hey. I hope you're ready to see some people die, or maybe animal people. We're here at Midwest Fur Fest because we are about to play a role-playing game. We're here for Dread. If you don't know what Dread is a tabletop game normally where you're playing out a horror story. The twist with this game, unlike Dungeons and Dragons and its various role-playing cousins, there is no resolution mechanic involving dice or cards or anything like that. Instead, we have this, the tower, a standard Jenga tower. Anytime these colorful characters that I will soon introduce to you do something in the game, they will have to pull a brick from the tower. And if they knock over the tower, they will die. That means everything they do in the game will bring them closer to death. And by the end of this evening, you are almost guaranteed to see one of these entertaining people put in the ground.
Don't cheer that. That's not okay.
Yeah, we want to see that. We're hungry for blood out there. I know it. I've been with you lovely people before. I know what you're after. I am James D'Amato. I am the host of the One Shot Podcast and the Campaign Podcast and the One Shot Podcast Network. We play all sorts of different role-playing games, including games like Dread. This last year, we spent the entire year playing games specifically by authors who are non-male or non-white or like cis, so we've explored just a wild cavalcade of games with lots of original mechanics and whatnot. I really highly suggest checking that out if you're interested by what we do here. But with that, I'm going to draw my panelists up here to each pull 3 bricks from the tower. And we'll start with the first person that was not billed for this event. That's Bosco. Yay! Come on up! Yeah, if we knock it over now, it's real bad news for you.
Like your flight got canceled.
You die in real life.
Yeah, so when
this is not sort of. Don't you start with me.
When we play Dread, we never want the players to feel safe. So always before the game, we cook the tower a little bit. We pull just a few bricks out of the tower.
One hand.
Yeah, we haven't started yet, so you can do 2 hands.
Because it's quicker.
Now, notice the strategy that he's going for. He's decided to pull middle bricks out of the tower, which will give you a more stable tower, but limit the maximum number of bricks that you're able to pull.
True.
So that could end badly for this group. Next up, let's have Tiller. Tiller, come on up here. Everybody meet Tiller.
Now, what are the rules in terms of touching bricks and moving them, just so the audience knows what we're
yes, when we are legitimately playing the game, when you are pulling a brick out of the tower, you may only use one hand. You are allowed to move around the tower and tap it and whatnot to try and find the right brick for you, because Jenga games where you have to touch a brick and then immediately only use that brick are unnecessarily cruel, and there are lives on the line this time. Thank you very much, Tiller. All right. Alkali, would you join us next, please, and pull 3 bricks from this tower?
Probably not.
Yeah. There we go.
I can use 2 hands right now?
You can use 2 hands right now, yeah. We technically don't want to, have a fall over right now, because then I will have to do a lot more stretching for time, which, if the panel is mostly stretching for time, we're in real trouble.
I like how you made that extra hard for us later. That was cool.
Yeah. And it's like a super cool thing that he made it easier for me later, though. I really appreciated that.
We can all agree this is fun.
Yeah, this is fun.
I'm sorry, if I remember correctly, none of us died last year?
Yeah.
Hold on. You saved it.
It was implicit death.
And now we're going to Isaac.
Last year was amazing.
Yeah. What? Did you just say fix it like he's going to take a brick and put it where I screwed everything up?
No, this is bad. I'll just put this back in here.
So all the engineering furries gather and rebuild.
You'll already run the internet. It wouldn't surprise me.
I want to watch engineers play Jenga.
Yeah, I would be very interested by that. There's a lot more theory than practice, though, in that.
And also, there gets to be a point where there's just nothing you can do.
Starts with Jenga, ends with the Taj Mahal.
All right, we have cooked our tower. It is now hanging precariously in front of us. Lives hang in the balance, which means it's time to start our story.
Question.
Yes.
Is there a minimum number of rows that have to be completed before you can finish?
So, no. The minimum number of rows, it's got to be down below the top row for Dread. It's a little bit more lenient than your standard Jenga, which makes you start here. So there are no world records being broken today because we are playing by illegal street Jenga rules.
This is street Jenga. Put your money down.
Put your hands
Let's
up
go.
towards everybody.
Y'all taking bets? I'm taking bets. Who wants to bet? Taking bets?
Speaking of, if I may, speaking of taking bets,
Uh-oh.
this is just going to hang out there.
Ooh.
The only reason we're doing this is not a charity panel, but if you don't know, if you weren't at opening ceremonies, every dollar donated this weekend is being matched by an anonymous donor, so we are going very hard on charity. For every dollar you donate,
What is the charity?
Get to.
Felines and Canines, a no-kill shelter here in Chicago.
So yes, while we're donating to a no-kill shelter, this is a kill area. We will.
For anyone who wants to kill, takes kills.
Okay, they won't die. They'll flash three times and
We won't
disappear.
kill animals. We won't kill people. In between, though, ooh, there are going to be some murders today.
No kill.
No kill. All right. So
Just say 50% of us.
yes, please, if you would donate, it is a tremendous cause, and also because that money is being matched, you know, some rich person also has to pay, which feels a little good. Don't deny it; it does. So with that, I think we are now finally going to start our story, and as always. This story begins at Midwest Fur Fest, where we find these lovely people drinking together at the hotel bar.
Oh,
I should have mentioned, trigger warning, this is a prop comedy panel, apparently.
oh, okay.
Cheers.
Great.
This is horrible.
Oh my god, it's real! This time it's real!
No, I would never do that to you.
Great, good.
So yes, I will ask you, in the fiction of this game, what are you currently drinking? How many drinks have you had?
An old-fashioned. It's
Ooh!
my second.
Someone's a little classy.
I'm a classy dog there.
He's a little classy now, and he's on the road to sloppy. I love it. Isaac, what about you?
I think I went to the tiki bar like down the street.
And I want to check, can the people in the back hear the folks who are without mics? Perfect.
I went to
Excellent.
the tiki bar down the street and just like took a cooler and
Oh.
filled it and then brought the drinks back to the hotel.
I was going to say that sounded extremely classy until you filled the cooler. And then it became pretty Jimmy Buffett.
Full parrot head.
Yes. So yes, there is a Buffett tune. Boat Drinks is playing right now, very pleasantly
Floral shirt.
in the background. What about you, Alkaline?
Well, every year I've been walking around this convention with a drink, and this year I decided to change things up, so I just have a flask of NyQuil.
And it's NyQuil. It's not Dayquil. It's definitely a drowsy formula.
Who made Dayquil? And why?
Good. Ooh, and Bosco, what about
I'm
you?
having 2 Second City Saints, which is Aquafina bottled water on the rocks. So that's
Nice.
yeah, it's hard.
All right.
It's
All
19.
right.
Yeah, it's 19.
Yeah, it's like having water, but you have to pay $3 for it.
Exactly.
Great. This is good. So you've been having a pretty good night together. Friends have been filtering in and out around your table. It's a night where, coincidentally, but perhaps the fates conspired, none of you have responsibilities on this night. It's just perfect.
Dreams can come true.
Yes. Yes, if there are any volunteers in the audience, I think they know what we mean.
HR@furfest.org.
Yeah, send your compliments to. Great. So you have had so many people filtering through. I would like one of you to be the brave soul to pull the first brick to notice something.
I'll do it.
Yeah. Go for it.
I'm a brave boy.
And that is your tireless volunteer staff. Always got a head on the swivel, looking out for. Oh my God! died? What if he died right then and the whole thing was about that? Wild stuff.
He pulls to notice, but we see him die.
Yes. He's just sitting there and his eyes explode. Great. Good. Oh, good. It's like, I'm trying to notice something. Oh no!
Hey guys, isn't this a great party with no response? Oh my God!
So you are sitting at the table, and you notice there's a part of somebody's suit has just been left on your table, and it's definitely not somebody here. It looks like a hoof of some kind.
A hoof?
You pick it up and inspect it. Good. As you do that, turn it around, shake it a little bit. A human hand falls out.
Oh no!
Nice to meet you.
No.
Yeah, the one sober person.
Let's give the boy a hand.
That was earlier.
Notice the human hand.
Is there like a wrist or anything?
Oh, there's a wrist. There's blood. There's a little bit of blood. Yeah, it's.
I do a very high kind of scream.
Okay.
I push away.
Tell her, what is the theme for this party?
Hands up! Nope, I heard it.
This is
I
getting
don't
out
care
of
for that.
hand.
Yeah. There we go. That's it.
Gotta hand it to them. This is bad. Great. Good. Good. So, what do? You find a hand inside an errant hoof.
Oh, I know what I'm doing.
There was a hand in the hoof.
Is there like a ring on it? Is there anything in the
Is there a
hand?
watch?
Let's see. Is there a watch or a ring or anything? Well, that sounds like you want to inspect the hand closer. For that, I'll need to see someone pull a brick from the tower. And again, I think it would be extremely funny if one of you died, so don't feel bad if you knock over the tower right now.
It had the plague.
Yeah, it has quick acting plague. Or it's a disease that just makes your hands fall off instantly. I'll throw you identifying features. A question that I have to this group here: do you know any goats?
We don't do well with goats in Chicago. We're goats fans.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, we all care about sports here.
Yeah, we're real into sports. Love to see those Chicago Ursines get the points. Love to watch those points go up and up. Who doesn't love points? Great though. So
Goat, but not who's here.
well, this is a fantasy world, so they're here.
I do.
So yeah, it belongs to one of your goat friends.
Oh no.
No, he's so cute though.
Billy!
Mr. Gruff!
That must have been one of the little goats, Gruff, because the big one usually gets away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you found your friend's hand. What are you gonna do?
Okay, everyone, calm down. That's all I got. I am calm! You are not calm! You are not calm!
I'm gonna grab, is there like an ice bucket from like a wine on the table next to us, maybe?
Yes, absolutely. You put it in the cooler. You wrap its hand around one of the drinks to make sure that just to make sure that it's nice and cold.
They can put it back.
They can totally reattach it to whatever's left of him.
But while you're doing that, as soon as you shut the lid of the cooler, someone comes up to you because you have the staff lanyard and badge on. Oh my goodness! Thank goodness! There's a problem in one of the bathrooms, and I figured we need some staff there.
Yes.
I'm gonna assume I don't have my radio on because I'm off shift, so
Yeah.
I'll help you.
Oh great! Oh thank you.
Great. Yeah.
So they lead you into one of the restrooms. You open the door, and you can see that there is like a bunch of people like knocking on a stall. They're like, yeah, there was some activity happening in there, and we thought, it was gross at first, and now no one's answering the door. So we just figured we need some staff to take care of it.
Okay. I'm gonna step up one of the toes and do a peek over.
Okay, doing a toilet peek over. That's the first instinct of someone from HR. And we're just gonna go.
HR at furryfest.org.
Okay, good. Love this.
Well, they're not responding to the knocking, so I assume that they're...
So you're in a somewhat precarious position. I would like you to pull a brick for me.
Great.
You are standing on top of a
Yeah.
toilet. Not exactly super safe, not an OSHA compliant thing. They don't bring toilets to construction sites to stand on top of. Oh yeah, wow.
The skill.
The boldness, the gall. Oh God, that's gonna fall on his face and this panel is gonna be canceled forever. Oofa doofa. Wow.
There you go.
I'm committed, I will follow
Yeah.
through.
You'll do it. You're
I'm
good.
having flashbacks
Commit
to
to
last
the bench.
year.
Brave boy, brave boy.
Remember, the only important part of the sunk cost fallacy are the first two words. Ignore the fallacy part. Oh, boy.
It's like a
Oh, yeah! Ooh, love to watch that tower.
Let's go, Tiller!
Very nice.
It's hard to put on the edges with one hand.
Yeah.
especially when they're shaking.
Only was better support.
Excellent work. So yeah, you do the stall peek over again, the first instinct of an HR employee at the show.
HR at furryfest.org.
You peek over and you see slumped on the toilet seat somebody in a goat costume.
Okay. I panic.
Cool. Good move. This is a good move. This is a very realistic move, like this.
And I say, I've got this handled, you can all leave.
Well, everybody goes, oh, okay. I guess, hey, staff's got it. Staff's got it, everyone. Let's clear out. Let's clear out. You don't know this, but outside they start buying drinks for everyone with staff lanyards and badges.
Oh, good!
You're not a part of it, but they do buy those things. They're very excited about that.
They're drinking.
Yeah, we love to see that support carried forward. So you are left alone in the bathroom with this person in goat suit.
I just figure like nothing good can come from them knowing there's a dead body there.
I think that's really smart. Disney thinks the same way you
That's
do.
why they're not dead. Great. So I guess I will now like do a little.
What is it?
Wait a second.
You want to clarify that, Chester? Please.
It's very simple. The puppet show will begin.
Do a little.
The hand is me.
Oh!
Sliding under to unlock.
Okay, I'm back on board. I'm back. Oh, like you would think. That's what that means, right? That's what that means.
I'm gonna slide and unlock.
You do a little a shimmy, a slide, and an unlock, and you open that door. You're able to stand up, and there is a person in a goat suit, kind of slumped. You notice that they do have both of their extremities. Yes, their hands.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
That's the goal we're looking for.
Okay, so you go for a pulse check. Are you doing that through the suit? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess this is all very uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Real life Tiller, to be clear, would not do any of this and would immediately contact legal and security. Thank you.
In that way.
Legal at Furryfest.gov.
Legal and security.
Great.
Furryfest.org.gov. Great. I think, are they within like calling?
Oh yeah, I'm sure you could call out to your friends.
I'm gonna go open the door and be like, hey friends!
Hi, friend.
Hey, Fred, what fun activity are you up to?
You want a drink? I can get you a Second City stay. It's great.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Bring me some water.
Yeah.
And y'all might want to come in here, check this out. And then, yeah.
Yeah, so as you all come in, you see slumped in one of the toilets, and then one of the stalls in this bathroom is someone in a goat suit.
Well, he's got all his hands, so.
Wait,
Is he
are they wearing
responsive?
clothes while they're sitting down?
They're in a suit. They're in a suit.
Yeah, they're fully in a suit. Just completely
Sitting on
fully
a
in a
toilet.
suit.
They're sitting on the
Are they
toilet, fully
responsive?
suited. Okay.
They have not responded to anything. Like, we were maybe going to test for a pulse earlier, but we kind of backed off of that.
I don't know how things work at this. Is it like appropriate if we took the head off to like make sure they're not dead? Is
Not
that,
even
I think,
remotely.
I think,
does it ruin the magic?
but
if we're
also
taking
like,
it out?
okay, let's assume that like we're in a fantasy world where we're not following protocols.
Yeah. No. Normal furry protocols. Is that a DNR for all
I
furry?
just
Like,
think-
not if you have to take me out of my suit.
That's why I said I'm not calling security, I'm not calling legal
Got
first move. I think that like in a world where those don't exist and I'm not worried about those, I would take the head off. Yeah?
Yes.
Yes, we are in a low-budget movie.
So, yeah,
I really need you to keep that in mind.
I'm going ahead with take the head off, feel the pulse.
Okay, you take the head off. When you do, you see the person beneath, and they are completely pale. And you feel for that pulse, and there's no pulse. And as you feel around, it becomes clear why. They got a big bite taken out of them.
Oh no. Wait, is it werewolves? Because, oh yes.
Well, are werewolves known for draining all the blood out of a victim?
But
Is
their
that...
arch nemesis.
No! They're not. There's no pulse, and you can see the face.
Yep, mosquitoes.
Only in Illinois.
How big are the bite marks?
They are kind of big and gnarly looking. They're not elegant or graceful.
Got it. I go over to the door and lock it from the inside so no one else comes in here.
This is the thing that public bathrooms have in the cinematic universe that we're spinning together here. This is a big old block that prevents other people from getting into the bathroom.
Hotels at Professor.
All right. We have now found a body part unrelated to a body. We might want to call security.
I don't have my radio.
You don't have a radio?
We established that.
I mean, what kind of staff member are you? Crap.
Oh, so on break.
I'm off tonight. I left in my room.
Oh, I understand.
I think
Okay.
that will never happen.
It's us. It's us. We need to deal with this.
Wait.
We need to deal with this.
Cool, you know how I'm going to deal with this? It's just like unlocking this door right here and walking right out of
I'm
this
in
bathroom.
front of the door. I'm in front of the door.
Well, that wasn't very nice.
I know.
So I feel like this is above our pay grade. We should at least find like a doctor or a medic or something.
Do you get paid?
What?
Slap. Ow.
Why would
All
you
right,
do
I
that?
dealt with that problem.
Right there.
James, I'd like to look for like a vent
Wait.
of some sort to make my way out of this bathroom.
Great. You do notice there is a vent kind of above the bathroom stalls. Are you going to try and like climb up to it?
Yeah, I'd like to investigate it first.
All right. Oh, investigate.
Or,
Okay.
like, I'm just going to go for it.
Okay. Please pull a brick from the tower.
Send it.
Yeah.
Let's go, Isaac.
Oh, yeah, there we go. I mean,
Nice.
Tower's a little bit sad about that, but not that sad.
Shake, shake it.
Ooh, boy. Yeah, there we go.
I'm just like, your commentary makes every break, no matter how easy, terrifying. It could be on the top and you make, oh, it's wiggling.
Oh, boy. I want you to feel everything. Okay, so you stand up, you look in that vent. It's actually pretty easy to open. It was not put on very securely. And of course, because this is a cinematic universe, they are big human-sized vents that would be easy to crawl through. It might even be easy to crawl through them in furry costumes, I think. We're in a similar universe to Batman, where I imagine Bruce Wayne has lobbied for all vents in Gotham to be man-sized. And no one has thought of anything about that. So yeah, you managed to go up there. It's going to be pretty easy for you to crawl through, should you want to do that.
Great. I'm just going to keep looking at it for now and be like, hey, I'm going to leave.
Here's the thing.
My fingerprints aren't here, so...
First things first.
Isaac's like, I got priors. I can't
I
be here.
stand against the wall. And then, I understand the blocking the door thing. I think that us being in here is not going to help this. I think we need to figure out where the rest of that other goat hand is.
Oh, we're just going to ignore this body and deal with the other one?
What's to do with that?
We can flush it like a goldfish.
I'm Italian, that's not how that works.
I used to own a chainsaw.
That's not how one of them works.
Well, and have you ever done a wishbone scenario?
All right. So you're telling me you found the body, and the next thing you decided to do was chop it up and flush it down the toilet, and you had nothing to do with the murder.
I I didn't do it. It was him.
We call it the Chicago Special.
It's more of a plumbing issue at that point,
I see your
really.
point. I see your point. We have to keep people out of here
Sure.
while we deal with the other problem.
I'm gonna get some stanchions.
Oh, those always work.
So you were going to try and get
Logistics of Professor.
you're trying to get like help of some kind, like a.
Stanchions are like those metal things that they pull lines off with.
Oh,
The
okay.
idea is like we leave and then we rope out the doors so no one goes in.
Sure. Yeah.
Alkali. What's that movie where it's like the two friends?
This is maybe not the best time
Wait.
But
to do movie
There's a
trivia.
fictional dead body here that we need to handle. Like,
No,
at the
take
door,
the
right?
body out with you, like, and act like he's still alive. That way.
Burn it.
There
you go.
We are not leaking and burning this.
Okay.
that's the other game. I didn't hear it.
Yeah. These people need to solve these problems on their own. We have to watch them dangle.
So we go out and we block the door off with stanchions, and then we can continue to try and find other body parts. I guess.
I like this idea. Wait, kind of.
We walk out,
Okay.
continue walking.
Okay.
We're still walking.
Okay.
We're outside the hotel.
Okay.
We're going to the car park.
Yes.
Okay.
We get in the car.
Yeah.
We get the fuck out.
Nobody ever goes to the car in a horror movie. We need to go to another room.
I have bad news, Isaac.
What?
I'm lawful good.
Oh boy. There's alignments in this one.
You're that guy.
Yep.
I need more NyQuil.
Me too.
Yes, the alignment that chooses to make them continue doing the story is the boring alignment. We have to. Okay, so you're going to step out and try to get some stanchions, I assume. Please pull a break for this is chaotic. You know,
Yeah.
this is later night. There are a bunch of people who are off shift. There are, of course, 24-hour staff to serve you, but they're fewer and far between. It's not like during the day.
Ooh, that's a risky.
Mm-hmm.
It's big, baby.
And it's all risky at this point. As soon as a human hand fell out of an empty...
Oh my goodness.
Yeah! Look at the style, the grace.
Look at that.
Boom.
Oh, wow.
MVP.
He's making
Oh,
up
man,
a lot
no.
of style points, and I'm loving it. So, yeah, you call Red, and you do see someone who's got their radio on.
Great.
We'll call this Gruff.
Sure.
So you go over to them. They, have their character badge on and everything. They're having fun. What do you say?
Oh boy. Can you radio security to the bathroom? Or do I? Okay, no. I'll just say
I'm sorry. Is this a poop joke?
no.
Okay, because I have my radio on and take it very seriously. I'm lawful or good. So if you came up to me in the middle of your 2 a.m. revels to make a poop joke about how there's a big nasty poop that you did in a bathroom, I find that to be really inappropriate use of MFF's resources.
I hear what you're saying. It's just that we want to maintain a good relationship with this hotel. And if anyone from this hotel goes in that bathroom, we ain't gonna be here next year.
Oh, okay. So this is, I'm envisioning a really big, really nasty poop is what you...
I'd like to come up behind him with my cooler of Hawaiian drinks and a ham and just open it and be like, hand!
Oh my god! Isaac and Tiller, did you do a murder?
No!
No, but we're glad you recognize us.
Of course, this is MFF where everyone recognizes everyone. Yeah. Okay. So what? You just want me to?
Just don't let anyone
You didn't do a murder, but you got a hand.
Oh, it's cosplay.
We got 3 hands.
Yep.
Okay, so now I'm back on big nasty poop is maybe the situation
Yes,
and maybe not a
okay,
murder.
fine. I did a big nasty poop. No one can go in the bathroom.
There's an unusually silent period in the bar as everyone stops and looks over as you shout that exclamation.
It's so nasty.
Okay, Tiller. We'll shut down the bathroom
Thank
because
you.
of your big poop.
Tiller, you're a hero.
And he gets up and goes off and tries to find some stanchions. What do you do in the meantime? You've got this
We
hand
got this hand on
cooler.
the table, right?
Yeah.
I feel like we look around that area a little bit.
I was just saying, can we investigate to figure out what the hell's going on?
You know, you can do one of my favorite activities from previous years, which is you can try and remember what happened as you were drinking. I will allow each of you to see if you can collectively, if you each pull a brick from the tower, you'll collectively, as a group, put together a mental picture of what happened before, trying to piece by who walked by your table, maybe that you didn't know, who could have slapped that thing down. And here we are, the first brick. In the background, softly, you can hear someone on their radio. Yeah, we got a big nasty poop. No, it's really. If the hotel sees it, they're not letting us back, so we really gotta get someone back. Do we have a plunger? Is anybody's persona a plumber? Kind of a persona? I don't remember. Is it like a Mario or a Luigi?
There
In
were.
the raccoon suit? Okay, get them on it. Maybe get them on it because. This is Ops. Yeah, can we get Mario and Luigi over to the bathroom on the main level? It's gonna be like an underground level kind of thing. Wow. It's me, Mario. Oh my goodness. Okay. I love this posture.
Yeah.
This is Jenga posture right here.
This is real Jenga hours.
Yes. That's our second.
Complete the process
Yes.
of the Jenga. Here we go.
I do want to say I'm glad everyone's doing them like from one side to the other,
Yeah.
not like middle and then pick a side like an
Yeah.
animal.
Those are monsters.
Oh,
That was
right.
terrifying!
That's what a hero does.
Ooh, but this tower's already pretty shaky. Trying to remember things. Your big enemy.
You have a brain aneurysm.
That was brain aneurysm?
What's that? I think this is a non-cussing one. We've got young faces in the audience.
Son of a biscuit.
Don't heck it up.
No, fish stick.
Shut the front door.
Fish
Good place
bucket.
rules.
Do you know who I am?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, there we go. Come on.
Here we go. Yeah. That one wanted it. Yeah. All right. One more to see if this group of people can simply remember what happened earlier in the evening.
Love to go
Brain
last.
aneurysm.
This is the great challenge
You know,
that
I'm
they
gonna feel,
face.
I should not be. He has been so brave. He has been so brave.
Now, do they all die?
Oh yeah, it is a group activity. That would be kind of
Oh, we are
fun.
not high flying. Do not blow us up because he failed.
What?
All right, there we go.
Seriously,
Boom.
MVP, bro.
Why would you do that?
Look at you now. Because he could.
Stinks!
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, you put your heads together and really think about it. Think yes. If you need to know how to, if you're trying to remember something, you're with a friend, just do that. Believe me, it will work. So you take a think about it and you go, oh yeah, there are a lot of people that drop by our table, but there was someone in a really weird costume. Come
Yeah, we
to
asked him
think
to give
of
us
it.
a hand with setting up.
It was like you remember remarking on that costume. It was weird because it looked more like rubber than like fur. They're clearly going for a scale thing.
So
So
it's definitely late at night.
Yeah.
yeah, maybe not that late, but it's yeah. So like and the character is not something that like you super recognized, but like it was kind of unique and fun. But yeah, you kind of think.
That's a beast. Now we need to know where to find it.
Guys, I was drinking my sophisticated. I remember there was like a Stretch Armstrong dude with like the weird skin that came by. It was different.
Oh yeah.
Which way did he go?
Well, we do have a bunch of drunk people out there that just all bought drinks. This might be the best time to try to find this guy. They're not going to think it's too awkward.
They're probably going to stand out too, so maybe somebody saw him.
I think we
Or
might want
her,
to go
or
out
them.
there and start asking around and find this guy. Because we know one thing. We put our heads together and that's what we got.
Yeah. I bet we won't go out there and they'll all be pointedly missing.
Why do you hate
Why do you say things that are going to come true? Maybe.
Well, I mean,
Don't
you are
accept the fate,
technically already out there, like because you sent your friend back into the bathroom.
So So there are still people partying, right?
Yeah, there are still people partying around.
Have you seen a strange rubber man?
Yeah. How about this?
Oh wait, Bosco.
So I'm gonna go towards the bar. I'm gonna look for people who maybe look like they can stand up and are not as drunk as everyone else.
Sure.
So let's say I approach the bar maybe with somebody ordering some fresh drinks, and I would just like to approach them. Hey, how's it going, man?
Oh, hey, what's up? What's up,
I'm
dude?
internet celebrity Edward Bosco. You might have seen me on Has Been Hotel. I really have a quick question.
Holy shit! Wait, you're a voice actor. You do video games.
Yeah, I do. Hi.
Oh.
Yeah, that's me. Okay, cool. So.
Oh, hey, real quick. I know you probably get this all the time. Can you make an effort noise?
Punch or a kick?
A kick. Yeah!
So this is really important.
Yeah, sure.
Have you seen a person that looks like they're in, what would the word be? Rubber? Like rubber? Like a saran wrap person.
I mean, in certain rooms, sure.
Yeah, but like around here recently.
Milling about the public?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. You mean a weird suit?
Sure, yeah, then we'll go with that.
Pull back from the tower if you want more information. That'll work on him, but not me.
I know.
And again, every time they pull a brick from the tower, even when it's kind of early on in the game like this, I like to imagine what could kill them. Because if that tower falls, they have to die. Yeah, one of those fur-fest bar fights you hear so much about.
Frozen turkey falling in the bar?
Yeah.
There we go.
So you were saying, sir?
Yeah, that person in that weird suit that was milling around earlier.
Which way did he go?
I think like off to, God, what's the dance thing? What's the Floor Wars? Yeah, running off in that direction, probably.
Sir, thank you.
Hey.
You saved lives today.
Cool.
Guys.
Hey, Bosco, we're just gonna go to the dance. Do you think we should?
We opened drinks, so we forgot the problem.
Isaac, I think that's a really good idea. How about Floor Wars?
Oh yeah, that sounds like
Does that sound like a good idea?
I'm gonna enter with a sweet box stand.
I would like to pull off my shirt, revealing a shirt that says "Go Theo."
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, Theo?
My two dads. That's his team in Floor Wars.
Nice.
Oh my god.
He's one of the dads.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. So Floor Wars?
Floor Wars, let's do it.
So we have a Batman like style transition. Yeah, and we see you milling outside. Like there's a lot of excitement. You can hear the thumping of music happening in the next room. Yeah, Floor Wars is going on. There's a post competition this year. There's like a 2 a.m. freestyle event.
Cypher.
Yeah.
Boricua.
Great. I look around for Rubber Man. That's the title.
Is that a perception check?
So yeah, you're going to look around. I'm going to say this is a challenging thing to try and spot this unique suit in a room full of lights and whatnot. I'm going to require 2 pulls.
Oh no.
Oh, so please.
It's so upsetting.
Can I take one of those polls?
Yes, you can team up.
I'd like
Team
to
up.
be reaching out on social media and just like tweeting with all the
Have you seen the Rubber Man? Yeah, I really want to see what these
Rubber Man?
tweets are.
Are we doing this at the same time? This seems unwise.
You got one.
I saw Plastic Man.
We'll get back to that. That might be a clue.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of people like
On your head.
they've done Stretch Armstrong personas. You get a Plastic Man. Oh, man. This is
terrible.
This one's ornery. God, and if it falls, it's gonna fall right on your head. Protect your face. There we go. Yeah, don't look. That's even better. Please.
Come on, buddy.
We have our first fatality.
Finish him.
Is your face okay? Are you all right? All right.
There's this beautiful beautiful look of triumph.
Oh,
God.
that was very good. That was very good. You died for the cause. We have to very quickly reset the tower. While we reset the tower, I'm going to take some time with Tiller over here. Because Tiller, you're going to go on an adventure. While everybody is going through floor wars, like looking around for people, as soon as you separate from the group, pretty early on, you spot the telltale signs of that suit. Like walking through the room, you have the flashback to earlier that night as one of the lights tings off of the rubbery exterior of this suit. The Rubber Man. You go through and you can see like flashes of it because there are a lot of people around and it's like milling through the crowd. You can see running down this person's back there are these gnarly black spikes. Like you have no idea how they got that effect. It looks pretty cool, but yeah, they have like this bulky, leathery exterior. And you see them moving towards the exterior of the crowds now, and they look like they very quickly scooped someone in a smaller than them in a suit up and just pulled them behind one of the doors into the halls back.
Boy.
So I'm assuming you follow.
Yeah. It's the Rubber Man! And then I run after him.
So you run after him, and the hall that you run into is not very well lit.
Oh no,
and
at least we were kind of hall.
It's not particularly the best hall. Everybody else, I'm going to need you to pull each 4 bricks from the tower while this is happening. Actually, it's going to have to be 5, huh? Yeah, that's a lot. Mm-hmm. We're pretty late in the game now. So while this is happening, you go out, you see this not well lit hall, and sort of crouched over there's someone who is lightly struggling against this Rubber Man, and you can see there's a flickering light in the hall that flickers things up. You don't get a fully realized vision of what this person looks like because there's an entirely different suit here that's going on, and there's a wet sort of munching sound happening, but the Rubber Man turns to you. You can see its eyes are enormous. They reflect at you that sort of effect when you catch your cat or your dog in the hallway late at night and they look like a demon. It's that with a red foil effect. And you let out a scream just as this thing leaps forward now onto you.
No!
It takes a big old bite out of your neck. And instead of continuing to drain your blood like it was doing to the other victim, it spits it out and leaves you there to die.
Icky.
Gross indeed for that poor monster. Let's cut over to Isaac, who is the other person on this searching adventure. Isaac, you spent a lot of time milling around, trying to find this person. There are a lot of unique suits. Also, maybe you got a little bit distracted by floor wars because it's kind of interesting to watch. Got into it a little bit. Maybe you got a tiny bit involved in the competition. You sort of went on as a run out. They were really ecstatic about it. There are a bunch of complaints after. Unfortunately, the HR inbox fills up because there are tons of complaints about, well, somebody wasn't even in the competition. They came out, ran on the floors, and won the competition. And I just think that's not okay. But as you were walking off the stage, hearing the adulation and cheers of the crowd, you hear something else mixed in with those cheers, a familiar scream.
That's Tiller's death cry!
Sorry, what?
It's Tiller's death cry.
When he's scared?
Well, no, when he's dying.
I just want to know real quick, to keep this canon going all 3 years of Dread,
Yes.
as I die, I do pull tinsel out of my pocket.
Yes! Good. We gotta thread that needle together.
All the gore in this AU is
It's tinsel. That's all we could afford. Again, this is an incredibly low budget movie. We cannot afford any of the blood, but we do take used Christmas decorations and blend them up to create our gore effects. This is good. Oh my God! Please, you can use 2 hands at this point because remember we're not. We're resetting the tower. I'm not going to murder you on these.
Oh, I can use 2 hands? Cool. That's right.
Yeah. What a precious gift I've been given. This is so bad for them. Why? Oh, what a mean thing to do to your future self. I'm delighted. How many bricks has that been for you, Alkali, at this point?
No.
You were counting, please tell me you were
I
counting.
was. So this is 3. This is
3, okay. We'll just take you to 4 because this tower has been made tremendously
by doing that, I got a
unstable.
free brick?
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, yeah, your friends have like reconvened. Isaac has just identified that he's heard Tiller's telltale death rattle, as Isaac has revealed that he has extra universal knowledge of when his friends died in previous dreads.
Being wildly stupid, I will say.
We need to help him.
Yeah, let's go that way.
Okay.
Yes, help. The stupidest
Run
thing of all.
in that general direction.
Yeah, so you run out into this incredibly poorly lit hallway. Why do we want to have such a good relationship with this hotel if their hallways are always like going out at inconvenient times? But you open the door and you see your friend Tiller on the floor, bleeding out. He's got so much tinsel everywhere. He looks so merry, so jolly.
I'd like to take the chunk that the animal took out of him and try to put it back.
You pick it up and just sort of tap it into place.
Are you going to pull a brick for
Yeah,
that?
oh yeah.
Pull a brick to put it back in him?
We don't know how healing works in this game.
I think you had it over here.
Yeah, don't tell me what to do, James.
All right. Well, how about you fucking die like a friend? Oh no, language! There are children. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, Cassie.
I'm going to need you to pull a brick.
Oofa joofa.
This was such a bad idea.
This was a terrible plan.
I didn't do it.
And I love it. I deeply, deeply appreciate it. Wonderful, wonderful. So yeah, you take it. He looks less messed up and gooshy. I don't know. There was something
So much better.
so horrible about him, and you just sort of made him look so peaceful now.
Merry Christmas.
But like you notice, I think for doing that, like him taking the time to do that, everybody was sort of standing around watching it happen. You notice that out of Tiller there is this like big pool of blood that is spread across the floor.
That's not too
But there is another body in this hallway as well.
Why did we not notice that?
We
Well,
only cared about one.
yeah,
That's true.
there was your friend and then like a stranger in a fursuit. So it took you a little bit to notice maybe.
What kind of fursuit?
It was a goat.
No!
We need to learn how to take a pulse. Let's just all agree we figure that out.
Oh, this is consistent theming. I'm terrified.
Okay, all right. I'm checking it. All right. I go and check the fursuiter's pulse.
You go to check the fursuiter's pulse. It is easy in some ways to check because there's a big hole taken out of the neck portion of
Oh,
this
perfect.
one.
I put my fingers right in there.
Yeah.
Guys, it's gonna feel good.
You unfortunately don't find it because they are dead. As your fingers come back, you are struck by the fact of how little blood is on them.
It's all tinsel.
Almost as if the majority of the blood tinsel has been drained out of their body.
Guys, something is draining blood
Then
from
why-
these goats.
Then why does he have so much blood?
Because
he's not a goat.
He's not.
Oh my God!
Chupacabra.
It is a
He's the goat in my heart.
It's a chupa thingy. Chupa thingy.
Oh,
So
God.
does
It's
it.
a chalupa.
A chalupa.
I knew the $5 box would get it long ago.
Now I'm scared and hungry.
That makes no sense. I live on Taco Bell.
You don't care a murder.
It's fourth meal, baby.
Okay, ¿dónde está baño?
Okay.
Where is the bathroom? As you say that, you're hit with a flash of memory. Going back in time. So you're saying there's a big nasty poop in the bathroom? A big nasty poop in the bathroom? And like you're remembering him saying that as you look down to the character badge that he was wearing around his neck earlier. Gruff, your friend Gruff, was another goat.
Okay, we're really bad for this convention, let's be honest. All right.
You're right. It was a goat in the bathroom, and it's a goat here, and it was a hoof with a hand.
Oh no, I was pointing out that your friend, the other convention volunteer that you sent to cordon off the bathroom, was also a goat. They are out of soup, though.
Oh no.
Hurry, reveal it. We know the motive.
Goats.
We have to think.
The motive is goats.
The motive is goats. Yes, good. We understand.
My God. We have to warn Tom Brady.
All we need to do is get all the goats and put them together in a safe place. I've heard good things about putting all your eggs in one basket.
Wait. Sure. I believe you.
I think this is what
I'm
we
drunk
need.
enough to believe you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All we need is a way to make a giant announcement throughout a fandom. I have a plan.
Tweet it.
That's a much better plan. Skywriting is going to be awesome. Let's be honest. Getting into a plane and writing shit in the sky. But yeah, tweeting is good. Tweeting is good. Where do we put all the goats?
Well, we're gonna put them.
Maybe the bathroom.
What about main stage? What if we put them in main stage and lured the creature out?
Oh, use them as bait. I love using people as bait. Yes.
But we're not. No, wait. But we're not gonna let
Let's
them
use
get
the
killed.
innocents as bait.
Hey, HR is not part of this conversation anymore.
Oh, I don't have HR.
What if we rounded up all the goats we know and put them in one place? Then we know where the creature will go.
What
Okay.
if we make the goats come to us?
How do you plan on doing that?
I know. You know
I'm
what?
like, goat suit photo shoot in the main stage now.
You're legitimately a genius.
Goat suit photo. All right, this is a great plan, actually. Probably the first great plan that I've witnessed running this event in the 3 years that I've done it.
What
Please.
is the toilet plan?
That was a solid plan.
Okay, I would like you to please pull a brick from
Is
the.
it the last brick though? So I feel like I just have to
So, I mean, I guess this depends on the tweet skills of the whole group, so you're right, everybody should pull a brick from the tower for this. Yeah. You really helped me figure out. And again, how do they die making a social media post? Will they merely get canceled somehow? Is that what it's going to be? MFF once again showing its goat preference.
Come on, don't do this to me.
Organizing a free photo shoot for goats and no one else? I don't think so. Yeah, if this tower falls, you're getting canceled, so just be careful. Social death, the worst kind.
If you die on the internet, you die in real life.
Yeah. Oh, goodness gracious. Ooh. Ooh, boy. Use those powerful voice actor lungs. Yes. All right, there we go.
Nicely
We got
done.
it. You managed to tweet.
You managed to tweet.
Congratulations.
As a voice actor, you have no idea how hard that is. Hey guys, check out my new mixtape.
Are you giving suggestions, or is this for?
Yeah, are you calling him out?
Seriously,
Don't be rude.
I don't know what's scarier, the story or pulling the brick.
It's pulling the brick.
Oh, it's always pulling that brick. There we
There we go,
go.
Isaac.
Nice.
Oh, you went low. I didn't even think about that.
Support the bottom.
Yes, that's
Everyone support your bottoms.
Support your bottom.
All right, boom.
Come on, baby. Time to be great.
No, that's so mean.
That is so
That's
mean.
unnecessary mean. There's
No, you know what? This is unnecessarily mean.
very, yeah, I guess that's true.
Well, you know, a point's a point. You are absolutely right.
There's also very clearly not
what are you
enough
doing?
space up
What are you
there.
doing?
That's suicide.
What are you
Oh,
doing?
no, this won't work. This is not going to work. Why would you do this? You need to stop.
Stop!
We're getting so close to the confrontation part of the story. Why
It
now?
would work.
Is that a single one?
Yes! Two single ones.
Oh, that's horrible. Yeah, I don't think any of those middles are going to.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's leaning
gotta rip it.
a little tight
Blow
on
on
there.
it. Blow on it.
Don't widow's anger.
Oh, there. Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
In the name of Michael,
Well,
Scotty, and Phil Jackson.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, brother.
Get in there.
Oh,
Oh,
goodness gracious me. No. No, no, no. Oh, that was painful. Painful to watch. Y'all manage a successful social media blast. Weird thing, it does not initially catch on with the goats.
What?
The goat community is not that into it at first, but there are a bunch of border collies and whatnot that jump in and round up their goat friends and leave them. Yeah, exactly. You're tagging all of your herding dog friends.
Hey, I just realized maybe we should have set the trap before we put all the goats in the same location. What are we doing?
We're gonna try to lure it out, and then it's gonna show up.
Okay.
And then we'll know exactly where it is.
All right.
So what we'll do, we'll get all the vulnerable people in one place, and then we'll improvise.
Exactly. My best ideas come to me when I don't think.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you still have the cooler?
I like where you're going.
I feel like I probably would, yeah.
Okay. Guys, get everything ready. The Floor Wars is the main events, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. Whatever you do, become flame retardant. And I run with the cooler. I run with the cooler. I gotta go. I have a plan. Remember flame retardant.
I swear this is like a Keenan and Kel stint. What did you just, what? You can't just
He's
say...
gone. He's gone. He's gone. He has advised you.
Wait, do you remember 2014?
Oh, no.
Do they still have the suits somewhere, the hazmat
I
suits?
wasn't here.
I've heard stories. There has to be something here.
Curtains are usually treated to be fireproof.
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
Curtains, yes, absolutely, especially theater curtains. And I imagine curtains in an event space like this.
We should maybe check main stage for curtains.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so he dashes off to check main stage for Isaac. Are you going to be doing anything? Any last minute bit of prep here?
Oh, I'm gonna keep all the goats entertained. As they start arriving, they're gonna be like, "Wait, there's no photo shoot here."
Well,
and I'm gonna be like, "You're right. It's a meet and greet with me."
Beep, beep,
Isaac.
beep, beep, beep,
Yeah, and like a bunch of the goats like are looking at this. What performance are you doing
I
for them?
take out a recorder. I play Mary Had a Little Lamb.
So some of the goats like start edging towards the door, and then the collies just like stand in front of them. No, this is what it is.
And they said there were too many border collies. This is why we need them.
Yeah, exactly. Thank the dogs in your community. They really.
They do good work.
The charity.
So you're on the stage, and in the back of the room, you can see like one of the doors open, and then a hand come out, and this time, for the first time you're seeing it, this big bulbous green head with these black spikes coming out, and these huge, gnarly red eyes.
Must be a hybrid goat.
It is like it's made its way into the room and then like skitters across the room incredibly quickly. You're the only. Everyone is transfixed on you and your performance because otherwise.
It's like a single tear running down.
It's been a pleasure playing with you.
There's confused clapping happening. I guess this is what this is. It was 3 a.m. Someone woke me up for this.
Thank you, everyone. There will now be a short intermission where you cannot leave. So please don't.
A bunch of goats move towards the door.
me, but not for you. It's called performance art. Talk amongst yourselves. Tweet about the show. Bring all your goat friends. I'll be right back.
If you know any agents.
Okay. I think next to return is going to be Bosco. Bosco, you've got. I'm going to give you some curtains for free.
Bless you.
You've got free curtains.
It's curtains
you took
for
some
you.
time.
Oh, God.
It's curtains for you, my friend.
I'm going to bring them to him.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a curtain for you. I have a curtain for me. We look like Gandalf the...
Or a Little Red Riding
Gandalf
Hood.
the hideous, and then we're going to...
Oh.
Yeah.
You call me cute.
You're cute, yeah. Don't get used to it.
This is the first romance subplot that we've had on this show so far.
And so we're gonna close over just so that we're good to go.
Yeah, I'm like very much fashioning it like a Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh, that bodes well for you.
It's
Things worked out great for her.
Yeah. I'm instead gonna look like I'm Gandalf because I know that he also survives his encounter. Yeah, absolutely.
Occasionally,
I
yeah.
saw the movies and then the books that they made about the movies. It was great.
right.
Yeah.
All right, so you arrive. You know it is in the room with you, or at least
I know this?
Isaac does.
I would
Isaac,
tell you that immediately. I'd be like, hey, if you see, there's it's bad. It's bad. It's real bad.
No, we got.
this is a group of people extremely bad at communication.
No. We got goats. We have the border collie. We're in good shape. We're good.
No,
We're
no.
killing it.
So, okay,
We're
so
killing
here's
it.
the thing. No, that killing.
Yeah.
The killing part is actually yet to come, I assume.
Why? We're not
Because
killing
if you
goats.
just look right, okay, so
Yeah.
watch that corner.
Okay.
Keep an eye on it.
Yep.
And can I just like say that it dashes?
Yeah,
like,
it'll dash from like one bit of the floor to another.
You see, not a goat.
Not a goat.
Not a goat.
Not even like the jumping, screaming ones on YouTube.
Not even like one of the ones that you scare them and they pass out.
It's in the room.
Oh yeah.
Oh hi.
You say that, and the lights go out.
Oh no.
So you are in the darkness in a room full of confused goats, and border collies who are just dedicated to the role, and you got to admire it. You really do.
They're all good boys.
Okay, so we're in the middle of the
Well, border collies have got
through the goats to get to us.
This is great. We should pretend to be goats.
Oh, please pull a break for describing yourself as a goat.
Hang
I
on.
love this.
I'm gonna move towards the perimeter.
Are the border collies the minions of the Overland?
Not a goat.
Bark. Yes, I am hurting. Bark.
Okay, so you're trying to disguise your...
Yes.
Okay. I don't want to make you pull a break just because I don't understand what this is accomplishing. You know what targets... Okay,
We're buying time until he gets back, so that this thing doesn't kill us.
cool. I think there's a muffled cry in the room then. And then the lights go back on. You are sort of at the edge of the room in curtains, loudly yelling, "I am not a goat!"
What's a goat? Never heard of them.
Nope.
The goats are like, "Is the recorder concert continuing? The mandatory recorder concert that's now part of MFF?"
I'll take out a penny whistle. My heart will go on.
Ladies and gentlemen, now the stylings of Isaac the not goat.
The room is like full of confused people. You can see though, there is one fewer goat in the audience than there was just seconds ago.
Don't stop playing, they'll notice the dead. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to thank all of you for coming here tonight. Please don't forget to donate.
War tears while playing.
At this point, I think it is time to finally have Alkali return with whatever his plan is.
Floor Wars has a balcony.
Ooh!
And as I run up the balcony, almost like he was still there, I remember the first time I got invited up there with Timber to watch Floor Wars, just like he was standing right next to me and back in the game.
So in a Star Wars-esque Force Ghost appearance, we see Tiller appear.
Wow.
Man, it was really nice to invite you, for you to invite me to this balcony. overlooking what will never be a murder scene.
Yes, we all agree that this is a pure area, devoid of murder for now and forever. Let's do our secret handshake.
Absolutely.
It started pretty well, actually. I was kind of very impressed with how that started out.
And it's so nice of you to invite the entirety of the hotel staff and have all this free booze up here. Also, stenos for no reason.
I don't know what a steno is, but yes.
But you had it there, right?
Yep.
Good, I've accomplished what I needed to do.
We're in the future now where the ghostly specter of your friend silently watches you, invisibly watches. You can't tell that he's there, but you feel it.
And I truly do. Because up there, where we've established as a bunch of booze, and me with a cooler, I make the world's largest Molotov cocktail.
Great, good.
But I need to signal them, so I throw the only thing that I know is not flammable up there to get their attention, so I just whip the hand at you.
It's a beautiful arc. It flies down from the ceiling and just...
Wait, can I high five it?
Oh, that's... You do have to pull a brick for that, but I will allow it. And it's... Hey, this is worth it. This is extremely worth it. Yeah.
I'm curious what death by hand is. It's like a
I believe in you. This plan is brilliant, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
Well,
Yeah, you got it.
There you go.
Oh,
That point? Oh, man.
street Django.
Street Jenga rules.
Django rule. Oh no.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah. So there's more confused applause from the goats in the audience. So like, I guess that was pretty cool. Can we go?
Stay here, probably. I know this hand. Everything's fine. And I pick it up again and show him. I'm just like,
It's a properly
Some blood spurts.
It's all part of the show. What are you doing?
I think there's a. Do I kind of look up and see?
Oh yeah, you'll definitely be able to see. Yeah.
I'm pointing to a flaming bottle.
Oh no, it's time to go.
Where?
Away.
At that point, I bring up the flaming cooler.
Oh, like right now.
We're gonna take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. We have to talk things over. Let's.
Okay, does commercial mean we're allowed to leave? Intermission didn't mean we were allowed to leave.
Yeah, so if you could just stay like in the room, we're gonna be literally
you
right
guys
back.
can just do whatever.
I'll tell you what, we're gonna do a special dance routine. If you guys could do some stretches, that'd be great.
It's called chaos.
It is. Keto.
Chaos.
Kratos. Here we go.
Bye.
All right.
Collateral damage!
This big flaming cooler. Okay, this is gonna have consequences. I will need you to pull 2 bricks from the tower.
I'm sorry, did you not make everyone flame retardant? Darn, I should have been clearer.
Pull 2 bricks from the tower because this fire is going to start. Yeah. This is.
We're flame retardant.
He didn't say he was gonna throw them at everyone.
No, well, he didn't tell
I'm
us
sorry,
anything.
I did not say that either.
He couldn't. Yeah, he could have been clearer as he refused to.
There's one more curtain.
There's one.
Who are you gonna say?
One of the dogs.
Yeah, they were pretty good boys. The goats complained.
Buddy's in that crowd.
The goats complained through most of the "My Heart Will Go On" performance.
No, we're not.
Oh my God.
It's a cartoon. I trust him to read.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Watch.
Found it.
I gotta do 2. This isn't clutch, this is terrifying.
Well, this is you throwing it.
Yeah, this is you
Whatever,
throwing.
I don't care what happens after that.
Because I don't know if anybody's thrown a flaming cooler off of a catwalk, but that could go wrong pretty easily.
One.
You know I'm not gonna ask that. That's how bad. Oh boy.
One more going this way. The bottom.
I've got one in the back that seems like it might be a load-bearing brick.
Very low grade.
I mean, you could try the very bottom of the tower. Nobody's taken from that yet.
Middle.
No, those are not.
That's how I
moving.
died 2 years ago.
That is not moving in the slightest. You might.
Oh, it's budging a little bit. Oh, but it's got a firm
It's gonna turn
grip.
it though. Oh god.
It's got a firm grip. It's got some teeth in there.
There again, there's 2 more full rows up.
Oh, there we go.
Got it,
This
got it.
one. The tower's going to be remarkably unstable after this,
Oh.
but this is going to work.
You say that.
Let him get it out.
You still gotta put it on top.
I can't move.
Peppery thoughts.
If it falls, try and catch it with your face. That's what we've done earlier
It
tonight.
works so well for door.
It's kind of comfortable.
Yeah,
It's like a weighted blanket, but sharper.
Oh my god.
boom!
Let go. Let go.
You have a cooler full of flaming alcohol that you throw into the air. There is a beautiful shot as this thing tumbles down towards the stage, spinning over and over. There is this remarkable arc of fire.
Can there be like a cool shot of us like turning away from the flames?
Yeah, we're not looking at the
putting our
explosion.
hoods up, and then the flames just like cascade in front of us.
Of course, this is where the movie spent most of its money. This shot.
This is where we use that.
We're just like,
There's a lot less confused applause from the goats in the audience. The pyro is amazing at this show. I was confused about the recorder and then the pan flute, but oh my goodness, this pyro rules.
Yes, no consequences.
That fire isn't going out though, huh? It's still kind of going and spreading, and oh, we should leave. We should leave right now. And the goats start scattering and bursting up through the stage. Now, wreathed in fire is the chupacabra. It's like rubbery skin is pulled taut over its gigantic muscles.
Everything is going according to plan.
As it throws the freshly drained goat at the audience, who is all scattered. And then, as they make it towards the doors, it occurs to you what the creature was doing, moving around the room earlier, as they tried to open them, and they are stuck shut.
I think there's definitely consequences.
all right, Alkaline, what's the second part of your plan?
What's phase 2, buddy? Phase 1 worked great. What's phase 2?
They involved unlocked doors. Run!
Where?
The Benny Hill team starts up as the chupacabra is now chasing people around the
I
room.
just start lighting stenos and throwing it at the chupacabra. If you don't know what a steno is,
Okay.
it's the thing that's under a chafing disc filled with napalm.
Yeah.
It's literally what they are.
All right, so we are
Is it called a sterno? I thought it was steno.
Sterno, yeah.
I'm really disturbed by how much you know about explosive things you're gonna have in your home.
So you've got sterno cans up there for this impromptu buffet that apparently happened a couple of years ago. I love it. If you want to nail this chupacabra with some sterno, I'm gonna go ahead and say pull 2 bricks. Situation. It's already a little bit on fire, so you nail this bad boy with some sterno, it's gonna get real very quickly.
Yeah.
Real what?
I think real period.
Fair enough.
James, maybe you should remind people about like pushing over the tower.
That's right. So now, because we are late in the game and nearing the end of our story, where our heroes will either triumph over the chupacabra or accidentally get everybody burned to death in a room.
It's starting to smell like a Greek restaurant.
Yeah, it's looking like a lot more 2 than 1. But at any time during the game, they can push over the tower to heroically sacrifice themselves, but accomplish one critical thing. So if somebody thinks they have an idea that will put this story to an end and save the day, but also cost them their lives, they are welcome to knock over the tower. And in all that time that I took to explain that, I expected Alkali to have pulled 1 brick. Instead, he's pulled 0. So we're still here.
And not going nowhere.
Go to the top.
Oh, yeah, there we go. That's looking friendly.
That is your fault right there.
I'm not saying it's not my fault. I'm saying I hate you right now.
I regret it being my fault. Okay. Oh, I think it's a critical part of how the tower is balancing itself right now, though, so I'm very concerned about... Oh, my goodness. Wow, do you believe in miracles?
I do, Mr. Michaels.
This is my counterweight.
Yeah.
Why did you put
This
It's
is
a
a good
counterweight.
bit. This is a good bit, and everybody should be happy with it. All right, yes. Yes, yes, yes. There we go. There we go. And that's one down. We want to nail this beast with a can of Sterno.
Come on, you guys. I believe in
This
you.
one is for not falling off the catwalk.
That's
I don't
just
even know what I'm touching.
in there so tightly.
I'm playing Chariots of Fire on the penny whistle.
Found something that moves.
Got
It's
Duel
stuck.
of the Fates going here.
Put it back.
It's over, Chupacabra. I have the high ground.
Hold on. There's alcohol on the top of this. I don't waste alcohol.
Yeah.
Come on.
Open the lid.
I'm not
There are
stupid.
no real stakes here. That's the problem. It's just his life at stake. It's not as though some alcohol is going to
You want a
spill.
good relationship with this hotel. Please don't open the lid.
Oh, this tower is so angry. Oh, it's at this point it's tired. It just wants to lie down. It's been working so hard. Oh, Dupa! He makes it! He makes it! He's still got to put it on top of the tower, though.
I've been drinking NyQuil all day. Let's see if I lit it on fire from just throwing empty canisters. Oh, come on.
Well, it's already a little bit on fire. It was bursting through the stage, so...
Oh my God. Get in there. And so you, as the Chupacabra has been chasing these goats around the room, you have been throwing these cans, opening up the cans of Sterno and throwing them across the room. And, you, I think, are not one of the sports guys that we've identified. A bunch of us here in this room are big old sports guys who know about sports and points and balls and stuff.
Yeah,
I know we totally would be good at throwing objects. Unfortunately, you not being a total sports guy, you're struggling with it a little bit. So you're throwing the cans of Sterno. You can see like the trail of the goopy gelatin moving out from behind each one, but it's not quite nailing it. You're down to your last can of Sterno. You open it up, and what do you, in times of strife, in times of challenge, what force do you pray to? What do you ask for help of in your hour of need?
It's simple. I pray to that bus. A whole can of bus, just a bit of cannabis is all I need. A can of bus is all I need to get through any situation, which is also why I have a wife. Don't ask.
So yeah, he takes out some of his adult spinach and he Popeyes the heck up. One whiff of that, da-da-da-da-da. He throws that can of Sterno, it tumbles through the air, it strikes the Chupacabra right on the face, and the flames that are kind of dangling off of its shoulders catch, and it is now entirely on fire in the middle of the room, screaming. I think Bosco, Isaac, you're like, oh man, we did it, Alkali got him. It then rubs some of it away from its eyes a little bit, but of course with Sterno, any sort of gelatin accelerant, that's merely spreading it. But its big bulbous red eyes peer through the fire at you two. At you two. It charges towards you. I will need you each to pull a brick to get out of the way as the beast moves towards you.
You're gonna die.
Yeah, tell them a little bit about death.
It's actually kind of nice. There's a lot of dogs, and
great health benefits.
Great health benefits, yeah. A socialist government, it's great. Everyone has health care.
You got to.
I think you can do it. Anything you do at this point is going to be a difficult challenge for you. That brick seems like it wants to go. The tower might not want to lose it. Yeah, there we go. Now you just got to place it on top. Yeah, give it a gentle kiss. Place it on top. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Come on, buddy.
Oofa. Yeah, that's the challenge of late game Jenga, is that the bricks at the top are always easier to pull out, but the tower up there, if you touch it, is super wobbly. Down low, you can poke at that tower and nothing's going to happen to it, but those bricks don't want to go anywhere. There we go. We got it. So the Chupacabra. The Chupacabra dives towards the two of you. You can see its massive clawed fingers now. You can see how one of them could have easily hooked a hand and pulled it right off someone. You can see its gnarling teeth, which look even more terrifying through the flames that are currently on its face. It swipes at you and misses. You know that because this creature on fire, it is eventually going to die. But eventually might not be enough time. You've got to do something to take it down. And your friend has done a lot to weaken it. But I think on the ground, it's up to you two. What do you do?
Can you describe what the creature is doing? It's
So it is now it sort of dives towards you. It's got this vaguely humanoid shape, super buff creature with big nasty claws and fingers, huge horrible teeth, and it is right now writhing around the room trying to swipe at you.
Okay. I think one of the shepherd dogs has a comical shepherd hook prop.
Oh yeah, of course. That totally someone did that.
So I'm gonna take that from it. I'm gonna charge our friend with the.
Hell yeah!
Okay.
Cool. I love this.
And I just do it.
Pull a brick to attack, please. I mean, you can. Here's the thing: you can do it without pulling a brick, and I will tell you what happens. But if you want to do it successfully,
Come on, buddy.
yeah. How were you attacking it with this crook?
I think I'm trying to it's trying to stand up, and I'm just gonna go right for its back and just shove it into the ground and pin it down.
Okay. So you're trying to spear it through the back and shove it into the ground. I think you get enough force behind this thing that you shove the stick in, but it is a prop crook. It's not a real crook. It breaks off, but you did nail something embedded into the creature's back. It screams with rage. It turns and it is going to attack the first thing it sees, which is unfortunately Moscow.
No. However, do you trust me?
No!
Not you.
Yeah.
Get to the door.
Okay.
And I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna look at this thing. I'm gonna go. Meh.
It freezes. It turns. It sees that you are about to charge and it lowers its head. It springs forward in a full gallop. I think, Isaac, you are over by the doors. Fire is spreading around the room, and now a bunch of smoke has filled the room. Alkali, you're probably in most danger from the smoke, actually. I've now realized as you decide to be up in the balcony.
I'm very tall. I'm always at the most danger for the smoke.
Could you please pull a brick to show us your escape from the situation before we do our climactic duel?
Well, you're dueling him, so I'm just gonna run.
That's like a hero.
Yeah, like a hero does.
Run away like a big hero.
I am so lawful stupid. Why?
Oofa. Oh my goodness. Oh, the tower's so nasty.
Oh my God. I really like this brick, but it does not like
No, that brick, you might like it, it does not like
No,
you.
it does not.
Yeah, ooh, that's going.
No.
That's gonna do it.
No way.
Save it now.
Yeah. Just go around to the other side, pull it out. I think that one's a gimme. That's relatively easy.
Using the floor is useful.
Those cables for.
Still gotta use.
If they're not, I'm gonna cry.
Go on the other side.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Woo! Woo! Beautiful. Yeah. Woo! You barrel your way out of the room, like you push through the door, get outside, like breathing, but you are free of the room. Isaac, you are in a challenging situation. Everyone is looking to you for leadership right now. Here's the thing, the border collies are good at keeping the goats together and contained for the most parts. They've been trying to fend off the chupacabra, but they need a master to lead them free. That's gotta be you.
It's gotta be you.
I'm gonna look over to Bosco and we're gonna like lock eyes and I'll be like, Godspeed.
Remember, humans are important too.
That's right. And I'm gonna dramatically hopefully kick open the door.
I think you're gonna kick the tower.
No.
I'm gonna dramatically kill myself.
I'm like picturing like a kicking open the doors and like, let's round them up, fellas.
Yeah, I love it. Please pull a brick for me. Yeah, it's got to be a brick. Oof. Be careful. That tower is so unstable.
Yeah.
I might try it. Like I like these middle rows of 3 right here. Those have not been really touched or investigated that much.
Because they're glued together.
It's glued to those 2 is the one.
Yeah. I mean, but there's the one right beneath it.
There's the one right above it.
Okay, we're almost
There's the
we're
top
almost on
right
3 here.
there to play with.
Remember, you can. Oh God. Oh my God.
Everything moves
Or
so
you could
fast.
be a hero.
What character choice did I make?
Take one for the team.
Got this.
Come on, buddy.
Yeah, I think you got it. You just need to commit. Yeah, get down on one knee. That's how you commit to things.
All right, Tower, will you?
Yes! Yes! All right, Isaac, you run. You keep running. You're still running. You run more. You're in the parking lot. You drive away from this place. Which brings us down to Bosco, facing the beast head on. What's your plan?
So he's charging at me, right?
He's charging.
I want to try to catch him, and I want to try to power bomb him through the stage.
Yes. Hell yes.
Because even if he takes me with him, this thing dies.
All right. Now you can either pull a brick or actually, no. This is the end. This is defeating the monster. This is 2 bricks. No. You can either pull 2 bricks or you can knock over this tower and guarantee your success.
We thinking 2 bricks, guys?
Yeah. Can he do it? Let's see. The final 2 pulls of the game.
Maintain risk control.
Oh yeah, this first one is going easy. Oh, that tower. The pull is easy. The tower is just so sleepy. It just wants to be on the ground.
Come on, buddy.
Now, if there's one person who's on this panel who is equipped to powerbomb someone through the floor, it is Bosco.
Absolutely.
As opposed to power bombing somebody through the floor.
You sound like you want to work with us. The bottom is what that'd be. Actually, yeah, I should just boss KO him.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Okay.
This is how I died the last time. Was I went to the bottom. So
Yeah.
Can we, do, like, while this is happening, we're like intercutting with like shots of me just peacefully driving?
Yes.
There's like a folk soundtrack that's starting to play. The credits are actually starting to roll while this.
I love this. Yes.
Cutting between.
Yeah, for you, the movie is over, and the credits are reflecting that. Which one of you wants to bring him home?
I'm stopping for gas.
There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
No one create a gravitational field.
Yeah. Hold in your gravity. Oh my goodness!
Oh!
He merely needs to place it on top of the tower, and he will have defeated the Chupacabra.
You got this, buddy.
Got this.
The beast, wreathed in flames, full of rage, runs towards him. They meet in the middle. He pulls out a boss KO. It smashes through the ground of the hotel, which will create kind of an issue for the hotel for next year.
I'm a celebrity. It's okay.
But he smashes him down to the dungeon level from Mortal Kombat 3.
Yes!
What is the fatality that you pull against the Chupacabra?
I'm literally with his head still here. I'm gonna roll back and twist it off.
And he holds it up to the crowd. Finish him.
His spine.
Tinsels everywhere. It's a spine covered in Christmas lights and Christmas decorations. And folks, that was Dread! Thank you very much for watching us. We're going to very quickly clean up. If you would like to find more role-playing games played for your pleasure, go to oneshotpodcast.com where you'll be able to find both of my shows, One Shot and Campaign, and so many other wonderful programs. Have a good night and an amazing Furfest!
I gotta go get my bus, and then I will see you over at the
No, I'm not in. I'm gonna watch it.
Hey, Alkala.
Silver Gatoman, he bought me a coffee. Silver Gatoman, here is the song for thee. He likes to video all the panels at the cons. You should go and watch them whether they are short or long. Silver Gatoman, you video that's not a jibe. All of you go to his YouTube channel and like and subscribe.